Alright guys, now I'm going to do inequalities and the number line. Inequalities involve expressions and or numbers that aren't equal. They commonly use the symbol below to show that one is greater or less than another. Right, so this sign means greater and this sign means less than. Okay, in the next slides I'm going to show you all the signs guys that we use in inequalities. Okay guys, before that we need to know what the integer number line. The number line is very important guys when we're doing the inequalities. So as you can see, this is a basic number line guys. Right, the numbers that are on the right side of 0, they are positive numbers. And then numbers on the left hand side are negative numbers. The thing about these two positive and negative numbers guys, as you go guys far from 0, the positive numbers will increase. As you can see, from 0 you go to 1, then you go to 2 and 3. As you're getting 4 guys, the numbers are increasing. But with the negative numbers, it's other way around. So the biggest negative number, the number that is closest to 0, which is negative 1. So as you're getting far from 0, the numbers are decreasing. So if you look at these guys, negative 4 is less than negative 3, negative 3 is less than negative 2, negative 2 is less than negative 1. So the number that is closest to 0 is the biggest negative number. So as you're getting far from 0, the numbers are decreasing. Okay. And then obviously 0 guys, when we categorize the numbers, 0 is neither positive nor negative number. So it doesn't fall under any of these categories. Okay, so this is one of the other symbol guides that we will be using now and on our number line, right? As you can see now, right, it's only one line, or as you can see, there's lots of lines here. So that if it's open dot or close dot test. So if we're using these signs in our inequality, okay, greater than or less than, then we're going to use this sign. If we're using these signs, right, greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, then we're going to use this sign. This means included, this means excluded. Okay. Right, these are the symbols that we use in our inequalities. Right, as you can see, this symbol guys is greater than, or we can say more than, and then when you show it represented on the number line, it will be represented with open dot. This is greater than or equal to, right, as you can see. Then when we represent this on number line, then it's going to be a closed dot. And this is less than or fewer than, then it will be represented on the number line with the open dot. This is greater than, less than or equal to, and then it's going to be represented with a closed dot on the number line. Right, so inequalities on the number line guys, so the examples like will be this, we said this when we see it's greater than. So if we see this, as you can see, it's open because 5 isn't included. So that means the numbers that are greater than 5, excluding 5. Right, that's why it's open. So this means all these numbers that are greater than 5 will fall under this inequality. Right, x is greater than 5. Right, as you can see this one here, we say less than. Again, guys, for greater than or less than, we said we're going to use the open dot because whichever number it's on, that number is not included. So negative 1 isn't included here, as you can see. All the other numbers that are less than negative 1, they're included, but negative 1 is excluded. And then we say we use this one, right? Greater than or equal to or less than or equal to these numbers. We said the numbers are included. So we're going to use the closed dot for this. So here, as you can see, x is greater than or greater than or equal to or greater than 3. Then, as you can see, it's on number 3 and it's closed dot. It means number 3 is included. So number 3 and all the other numbers that are greater than number 3 are included. Okay. And then here we have x is less than or equal to 5. That means 5 is also included, 5 and all the other numbers that are less than 5, as you can see. Alright, so this is, you can see this another form of the same thing basically. So yeah, that means guys, x is greater than 1 because it's open, 1 is not included. X is less than -1, -1, you can see guys the dot is open, -1 isn't included. Okay, so x is greater than or equal to 1, it's closed dot, 1 is included. X is less than or equal to -1, again it's closed dot, so -1 is included. So basically, if you look at the signs, guys, we said when we use greater or less than sign, it's going to be open dot, which means those numbers aren't included. If it's a closed dot, then it's going to be less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. Then whichever number it's on, those numbers are included. Okay, so like when you look at this one here, guys, both numbers you can see they are open. That means the numbers between -2 and -1. So -2 is less than x, x is less than 1. So -2 is excluded and 1 is excluded. So the only numbers that will fall under this inequality is -1 and 0, because -1 and 0 are between -2 and 1. Right, if we look at this one here, guys, -3 is less than x, x is less than or equal to 2. So -3, so it's less than x, right? X is any number, a number greater than or equal to -3 and less than, okay, well, there is a mistake here because since it's a closed dot, so -3 should be included. So when -3 is included, then we obviously we have to say less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. So when we look at this, guys, this means -3 is less than or equal to x. X is less than 2. So the sign must be here and the sign must be here. Right. Okay, solving a linear inequality, inequalities. So we say solving single linear inequalities follow pretty much the same process for solving linear equations. We'll simplify both sides, get all the terms with the variable on one side and the numbers on the other side. And then we multiply or divide both sides by the coefficient of the variable to get the solution. Okay, so guys, if we do some examples, so the definition for that will be the solution to any inequality involving one variable, usually x. Isolating the variable involves using inverse operations. So example will be this, guys. X plus 1 is greater than 1. Then x is going to be, take this 1 to the other side, it's going to be -1. So x is going to be greater than 0. Right? This example here, 2x greater than or equal to 10. Right, so 2x greater than or equal to, simple we here, because there's nothing else to do, we just simplify it. So if we simply divide both sides by 2, then x is greater than or equal to 5. Here, guys, we're gonna have to be very careful because we cannot leave x negatives, and then when x is negative, and then we have to make it positive. When we make it positive, the sign have to change. Right, so as you can see, a -4x less than 8. If I simplify it and divide both sides by -4, -4 x divided by -4 is going to be x. So x here is negative, the sign is less than. But now x became positive, that's why I have to change the sign. So sign is going to be greater than -2. So we're going to have to be very careful with this guy. When x is negative, right, when we simplify it, we get x positive. Then our sign also has to change. Okay, so solving two-step inequalities guide. Okay, add or subtract to isolate the variable term, multiply or divide, solve for the variable. If we multiply or divide by a negative number, then reverse the inequality symbol. Okay, what we spoke just now, same thing. So -3x plus 5 less than or equal to -16, right? Then I'm going to take this 5 to the outside of the equation. So -3x will be less than or equal to -21. Divide both sides by -3. We're simplifying it. Then x is going to be positive. You can see, so x, I'm going to change the sign. So the sign, as you can see here, it was less than or equal to -16, but now it is greater than or equal to 7, or as you can see here, or greater than or equal to -21, because when we divide, guys, x is going to be positive. So when x is going to is becoming positive, obviously we have to change the sign. Okay. Okay, and also we have compound inequality. So that means when we have two signs in inequality. So an inequality joined by n or o. Right. So as you can see here, -3 is less than x is less than or equal to 1. So -3 is less than x. It's open, as you can see, guys, the dot is open because -3 is not included, right? Then x is less than or equal to 1, and it is, as you can see, close because 1 is included. Okay, so now we have or x is less than or equal to -2 or x is greater than 4. So we're gonna think of these two inequalities separately, guys. So first we're gonna do this. X is less than or equal to -2. Right, so I'm gonna do this. -2 is here. X is less than or equal to, so obviously it's gonna be a closed dot, right? Then it's going this side. So x is less than or equal to. So when you say less than, we said the negative numbers are increasing as you're getting far from 0. So it's on the left hand side, the numbers are decreasing. So it says less than. That's why starting from -2 and all other numbers on the left hand side, right? So numbers going that side. Okay, so x is greater than 4. As you can see, this one is open dot because we said we're going to use open dot, which says when it's on a number, that number is not included. So 4 isn't included. So x is greater than 4 means any number that comes after 4. Okay. Okay, so that's it for inequalities. Again, I'm going to continue with more examples.